Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Invest in Your Future. I'm your host, Kenny, CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another beautiful Thursday. I want to say thank you to all those people supporting us, and we are constantly improving and constantly. And let's get the show started here. CEO of Kirunda Group Corporation. I want to thank you guys for joining again. Coach Kenny here, trying to help you guys get better, help improve. So I want to say, first of all, I want to say thank you for all those people who subscribe. If wherever you're listening this from, either it's iHeartRadio, Apple, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, please follow, please like, please comment, please give a, if you like the stuff and it works for you, please give a thumbs up. The biggest compliment you can give us is just refer to some other people and let them also soak in the knowledge. So that's the first thing I want to say. Thank you to everyone. We are having the official replay of Invest in Your Future seminar. We're going to have CDs and we're going to have a website directly linked. It's going to be $15, but it's the best $15 you're going to spend because you're going to get the whole seminar and it's going to be as if you're there in the crowds. You can take notes. It's going to be great. So please, find that link. We'll get that link to you. Reach out to us, info@kirundagroup.com. That's info@KIRUNDA group.com. We always love to reach out to you guys. Please comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up, everything, that they'll help us. We'll help you also. So, and if you have some suggestions, always, we love suggestions also. So please drop us a line. Now, today's episode, Invest in Your Future, is really a question in terms of what is an entrepreneur? What is an entrepreneur? People are confused and misguided in terms of what is an entrepreneur. This episode is really about that. What is an entrepreneur? Now, the Webster definition is a person who operates a business or businesses taking greater financial risk in order to succeed. Let me repeat that. It's a person who operates a business or businesses taking greater financial risk in order to succeed. So in simple terms, a person risks their money to start a business. That's what an entrepreneur is. That is what an entrepreneur is. An entrepreneur is not a job. You cannot say I'm an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur does not get paid. It's not a position. It's not something that you either are an entrepreneur or you're not an entrepreneur. It's that simple. People are confusing it with, artificial stuff. No, an entrepreneur is a person who starts a business. It's not a job. It's not a title. It's a person who starts a business. Simple. So for me, I've always believed, I've always been an entrepreneur. I have sold candy. I have sold shoes. I have sold, everything from bicycles. I've sold everything. If I've owned it, I've definitely sold it. I've sold books. I've sold suitcases. I've sold knives. I used to sell these knives for some company. I've done it all in terms of trying to hustle. And I just didn't know it was called an entrepreneur. I didn't know that was not what an entrepreneur is, a person who starts something from zero. So I used to, get some gum, buy 5 pieces at a time or 5 packs at a time, sell 4, keep 1, and still have the money. So that's to say that I always had that kind of mindset. I just didn't know that was called entrepreneurship. I didn't know that was business. I just thought I want money, and the smart way is to buy more and sell the rest and keep some. That's what I just knew, and I had it in me. Some people don't. So I've always been an entrepreneur. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how I became that. It just happened. That's what I love to do. I love to make money. I love the idea of making money, selling something to someone. I love that concept. I never liked the concept of working for somebody else. I loved manufacture something or buy something and sell it to a customer over and over and over again. I love that. I love that concept. For me, it's actually very exciting. You know, to be an entrepreneur should be very exciting for everyone. But there's some real facts to entrepreneurship. People take it for granted, like they can easily do it. It's harder than it seems. People think it's fun and games being your own boss. It's actually much harder than it seems. Listen, 50% of entrepreneurs or 50% of business owners, brand new business owners, fail within the first year. 50%. So if you realize that you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to realize within the first year, you're going to fail. Either 50% of the time you're going to fail or 50% of the time you're going to succeed. That right there, you have to understand the real numbers. And within 5 years, 90% of businesses or entrepreneurs, if you really want to, fail within 5 years. So imagine that. So the first year, you're 50-50 chance to win. Within 5 years, you have a 10% chance of winning. But yet, why do people keep going back and keep going for becoming an entrepreneur? I'm an online entrepreneur, or I'm a business, whatever. I real estate entrepreneur, whatever you want to put your name next to. Yes, you can have a title, but in the end, it has to come down to business. And business is not easy. Business is war. So 50% of them failed in the first year. 90% failed within 5 years. So why would I do it? Why would I even think about starting my Kirunda Group Corporation and investing in your future and all this other stuff? Why would I even think about that? Same here, because I'm an entrepreneur. I've always had it in my blood. I've always sold something. I've always, pushed something out there. So, and there's a reason why some people succeed and some people fail. There's reasons for that. And if you look at almost all businesses or all entrepreneurs, the majority of them have these 4 qualities. These 4 qualities are the things that are going to either make you or break you as an entrepreneur. In simple terms, remember, entrepreneur is just risking money to start a business. That's what an entrepreneur is. But now there's these 4 qualities that you need to have to be a successful entrepreneur. I found these work for myself. I found these work for everyone around me that I know that has significant success. I know the major companies that all know these things and focus on these things or work on these things continuously as entrepreneurs or as business owners. The first thing, you have to understand the stats. You know the stats, 50%, blah, blah, blah. So with knowing those facts, your first thing is attitude. That's the first thing. As an entrepreneur, you have to be crazy to think you're going to start something from zero and make some money off of it. You have to be crazy because that's not the normal. That's not the crowd. The crowd goes to job, gets a job and works for somebody, gets 9 to 5. An entrepreneur does the total opposite. So attitude. The first thing is attitude. Your attitude has to be positive, that you're going to be successful because you know the facts. And you have to have confidence in your ideas. That's the other thing that's going to push you to be successful, is you have a positive attitude continuously, and you have confidence in your ideas or your business idea or your business that you think you're starting. There's no doubt, no question in your mind you're going to be successful, even though you know the facts. There's no question about it. And your persistence has to be unquestioned. You have to be consistently going. You have to be persistent always. As an entrepreneur, you do not stop. Your foot is on the gas 24/7. I work more hours now than I worked when I was working for somebody else. But I know the fact that the hours I'm putting in are for my business. I feel better. I can easily put in those extra hours. But when you realize if you're working for somebody else and you put in extra hours, you're exhausted. You're like, man, like I put in 12 hours at this guy. It's exhausting physically. But if I put in hours, 12 hours in my business, it's actually not exhausting. It's actually exciting because I got more stuff done. So attitude is number one. Positive attitude, confidence in your ideas. That's huge, and being persistent. Now, the second part of being a successful entrepreneur or simple business person is creativity. Creativity makes or breaks you, because if you are not creative, that means you cannot come up with new ideas. And when you can't come up with new ideas, that means you're going to be stagnant and everyone's going to surpass you. So you have to be creative. How do you become creative? You have to use a couple of things. First of all, your imagination. I don't care how old you are. If from 16 to 66, you have an imagination, use it. Second, in terms of creativity, you have to think outside the box, not think like the general public. You have to get away from the general public thinking. That is what will keep you in a box. So you have to think outside the box, think larger, think bigger, maybe you have to think smaller. You have to figure out ways that works for you and think outside the box. And observe, watch, learn, like observe your environment. That's how you can become more imaginative and be more creative, especially when you want to become an entrepreneur. You should observe some certain things, watch how people act on certain things, find a problem that you could fix and solve, and just observe what's a pain in your ass for you. You know, what causes you pain or struggle? Answer that question, and that mindset will start getting you to think of like an entrepreneur or as a business person. So use your creativity. The third part of becoming a very successful entrepreneur is relationships. Relationships. Create a lot of relationships, as many as you can, because you have no idea where that relationship is going to take you, or what that person can do for you, or what you can do for that person in turn. It's not always about you. So listen, create as many relationships as possible. That's the third part of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Relationships. Don't miss a relationship. Don't miss the seminars. Don't miss the gatherings, the meetups, the everything, the dinners, the everything. Do not miss those things, because you never know who's going to be there. You never know who's going to change your life. You never know someone's going to give you a tip. So relationships is the third part of becoming a great entrepreneur. And the last part, the fourth part, this is for every entrepreneur, every successful business person, is organization. Organized, being organized. Being organized is hard. I was definitely one of the worst people in terms of organization. So that's why some of my first businesses failed. You have to realize that organization is huge in your life in terms of being successful in any venture. You have to be organized. The people that are organized are the most successful. So you have to learn how to organize yourself. That's the first thing. You have to learn how to organize yourself. You have to learn how to organize people that are going to work with you, people that are going to help you, support you, contract with. You need to learn how to organize people. You need to learn how to organize money if you want, capital, raising capital and do those kind of things, especially if you want to start big businesses. So you have to learn how to organize money. You have to learn how to organize technology, using social media, using, websites, sale funnels, all these other things to increase your business. You have to learn how to organize systems, business systems, marketing, all these other things in terms of your growth. You have to organize the taxes to make sure you don't go to jail. You have to understand that organization is huge. Organize yourself, organize your money, organize the people, organize the systems, organize the taxes, organize everything around it in terms of whatever business you want to do. If you're organized, you have a chance of success because you can see where you can make adjustments. But if you just people start a business and they start with putting their money in a shoebox. I've seen it. I've coached people in terms of organizing their books. People have rentals, and the way they manage their capital and the way they manage the inflows and outflows of capital is crazy to me. So I understand that being organized, even in personal life, being organized will make you more successful. So those are the four things that really help you in terms of just being a successful entrepreneur. So, but the first thing is I wanted to make sure is you understand what an entrepreneur is. Understand what that is. It's simple. It's a personal risk money to start a business, but they have to have the right attitude. They have to have the right creativity. They have to have the right relationships, and they have to be organized. If they're missing a couple of those things or one of those things, they're most likely going to fail. That's why most of the businesses that fail, they're missing something. They're missing one of those four things, or they're lacking in one of those things. If you have great attitude and you're creative, but you don't have relationships and you're organized, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because no one knows you. You don't have the notoriety. You don't have the backing of people. You don't have the connections, the contacts. That's how big relationships are. But let's say you're creative, you have relationships, and you're organized, but you have a bad attitude, no one's going to work with you. There's no way someone's going to work with you. If you're not persistent, you're going to fail in the first year like everyone else. If your attitude is not persistent and not pushing on when things get tough, especially as an entrepreneur, you have no chance. You're going to go back to working a 9 to 5. You're going to forget all about entrepreneurship. But those people who are focused and learn these things, learning that attitude, creativity, relationships, and organization gets you success in terms of entrepreneurship, you will be successful. I guarantee it. You will not be the first failures in the first year or even, the first 5 years because you keep these things going. So any business that fails, any large business, even large to small businesses, they fail because they're missing one of these four things. They have bad attitude, or they think they're on top of the world. They have no creativity. That means what happened to Nokia? Nokia went under because they relied on one product. They didn't become creative enough. And Apple came in and took over. They either have no or sour relationships. Any business that has wrong relationships or bad relationships ends up failing because no one supports it. And if a company is not organized, it also fails too. And organization can come down to just cheating and doing things wrong and burning the books and cooking the books. That's not being organized. And hence they fail. Hundreds of companies have failed like that. But if you combine all four correctly, you have a great attitude, you're super creative, you have great relationships and large amounts of relationships all over the world, and you're organized, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you. So for myself, I use that to grow my business. Those things right there, I focused on those things. If you want to become an entrepreneur, focus on those things. If you need help, contact us. We can help you. We can help you use your creativity. Contact us. info@kirundagroup.com. That's info@kirundagroup.com. We're here to help you. Find us on the links on social media. Email us. Call us 781-244-0009. Contact us. We're here to help. If you reach out to us, we're here to help you. And hence, guess what that happens? That creates a relationship. Remember, we want to build more relationships. So reach out to us. Reach out to more people. Pass on the message. Create more relationships for yourself by passing on this message. It's that simple. It's that simple. Find the entrepreneur in you. Find the entrepreneur in yourself. Like push that creativity out of yourself. Wherever you are right now, you could do more. So find that entrepreneur in yourself and push it out and expand. Think bigger than you think. Try a lot of things. Otherwise, if you need help, contact us and we can help you. Guys, until next time, don't forget to focus on seeing us on Facebook, on YouTube, or on the Instagram, or on iHeartRadio, or anywhere you can get a podcast. We're here to help. So contact us. Until next time, I'll see you guys at the top.
working with, when he told me to start posting things up, the first thing I got was my friends and family going, "Who do you think you are?" Right? And I got to the Super Bowl, which I'd been to for 20 some years. Other people around the industry like, "Hey, where you speak in the bathroom?" So you literally just have to be patient. Your audience will find you. Everyone has the coolest thing. 4.2 billion people. I told myself, you know what? If 4.1 billion people on Earth didn't like my stuff, laughed at me, thought I was the dumbest human being they've ever met, but 0.1 billion love me, man, I'd be richer than I ever, and I'd have more impact than I ever, and I'd be happier than I ever was. So if you can stay in truth-based consciousness, not the ego-based consciousness, just be patient. Do the math. I started with 200 followers, and my goal was to double every year. Now I'm beating that pace right now because I took that approach. Just be patient. When we talk about authentic, it's your frequency. Say what you believe. There's someone out there that believes the same thing and they're going to want to hear from you, and that's your audience.